let's have a very important discussion. Let's talk about the Formula One GOAT. Now, that's a debate that has gone on for years. People have argued everybody, but there's a clear thing we're missing out on it. When it comes to an F1 GOAT, it is your subjective opinion. We will never have a definitive GOAT, and let's explain why. So with the cars, obviously, you can compare obviously what the car Jim Clark drove compared to what Verstappen is driving. How will you ever compare? How will you truly know what Jim Clark would do in today's era with them cars? The only thing you can go off is certain adjustments he made. So he was very well known for when he was in race, when he was in them corner moments, he was very much in connect with the car. He was in tune, he felt it, the little adjustments, all that stuff as well. But Verstappen does similar things, but they are trained at a higher level. So is that something that you knock against Verstappen? It is hard to judge. It's hard to understand. The only thing you can go off is what connected you first. Whether you grew up watching Senna, Fangio, whether it is Jim Clark that people refer back to, whether it is Michael Schumacher, Alonso, Hamilton, Vettel, even Verstappen people argue with now as well. There's arguments, I think it was Brundle who said not too long ago that if you put Verstappen in a car against some of these greats, he would come out on top. It's hard to argue these things because it's hard to put a case against it, just as much as it's hard to put a case for it. But you could throw these out there and people can't truly shut it down. That's the beauty of F1. That's the thing we get to enjoy. We get to enjoy the fact that you can watch Alonso create absolute magic, have back-to-back titles, and then you can watch Vettel go 4 times competing and win them all in a row. Then you watch Verstappen, who's about to do 4 in a row himself as well. Then you've got Hamilton, who's gone and done 7, but they have to be able to be compared back to years ago where the driving style may have been slightly harder. It depends what you feel like. Obviously, the standard potentially is higher now across the whole grid, so it's hard to then say that, oh well, when there was years ago, like, there was so much more to do, but there's a lot to do now as well. They got to get a lot more out of the car. The car's a lot more high performance, and there's a lot of stuff they have to do to manage that, whether it's speed, grip. But technology will tell you that they're also helping them things as well, whereas back then it wasn't really as much. So how will you truly ever judge it? I don't know. You can comment your GOAT down below. You can let me know what you think. But when I look at it as well, my personal GOAT, I always have it between Schumacher and Hamilton, and it's not because of the stats, it's because I grew up watching Schumacher and that transitioned into Hamilton. I watched the later side of Schumacher's career. He became a 7-time world champion. He then left, and I then started watching Hamilton. Coming in his first year, realistically should have won in his first year, taking on a back-to-back world champion in Alonso, and then obviously going on to win 7 titles in the end and doing all that as well. So it's hard for me to then look and go, oh, someone else is in the GOAT. I can't tell you I've watched every single race of Senna, neither Fangio or Clark or anyone back then as well. I can't tell you I've watched them all, but what I can tell you is what I've seen. But that is the beauty of it. It didn't need to be argued. You get to share why you believe somebody is the GOAT. If it is Senna, comment down below, explain why Senna is the GOAT to you, because all you're going to do is educate people, and that's the only way I think we'll truly come to more of an idea of who is the GOAT, is by comparing why you think someone's a GOAT, taking their strengths and putting it there. But we'll never have a clear answer. We just won't, but we can enjoy everybody's opinion, and we can enjoy the fact we all see sport differently. That is the beauty of it. As cheesy as it sounds, that sounded really, really sus, but I don't know why I made it sound really emotional, but it's not. But I've ended the GOAT debate. Comment your GOAT down below, fire it down there, let me know who you think. You can't argue about it because it's your decision. I'll see you in the next one.